We have a live look at the area where News 10's Natalie Sense also joins us live with the latest on the protesters and the police. Natalie.
Good evening, Christina. Take a look at this crowd. Quite the difference than what we saw last night and all day yesterday. This crowd possibly being a little bit bigger in terms of numbers than it was last night. But when it comes to attitude, completely different. You don't have anyone raising their hands tonight saying that they're willing to risk their freedom in order to fight for this cause, meaning you're not going to see too many people getting arrested later on tonight. But earlier today, you would have thought differently if you took a look at the crowds. Many more than you'd expect. Take a listen.
Streets, whose streets, our streets, whose streets, our streets, whose park, our park, whose park, our park.
Marching back from taking their message to the federal building and back onto Chavez Park. That's where protesters have been taking turns, announcing their disdain for the system. A broken government, they say, that punishes 99% of the population while giving bailouts, jobs, and home loans to the wealthy 1%. But standing up for the cause did not bode well for those who refused to leave the park last night. Spending 6 to 12 hours in jail was not fun and left a really lasting impression for the people I spoke to on those who were arrested. Take a listen.
Pretty tired, but you know, everybody was not glad they did it, but I think it meant a lot to the people who were in there.
Would you tell someone to do it?
I'd tell someone to decide whether you think it's important to send a message to people that throughout the whole crisis, not a single person responsible for the financial downturn has spent a single night in jail.
There's a lot of supporters who earlier today would have said otherwise. They would have actually expected those people to return tonight to fight even harder. But on the contrary, the folks I spoke to said, no, I think I'll let it go for now. You know, it's a lot of time, a lot of money that has been spent just to get out of jail and back out here live. A lot of people are wondering if this movement is gaining momentum or if what you see is what you get. If this is it around the nation in small pockets where these groups have been forming. Well, I met a young man who is out of work. He decided to come down here just to see all the commotion, and he also gave some pretty good perspective on what he believes is happening.
I gotta say, I think people are scared off by politics these days, and they really have every reason to be. You have politicians that promise one thing, they do the opposite. People don't want to get involved, at least from my experience, because they feel like they can't make a difference. And you can have 5 people out here just discussing it, maybe holding a peaceful protest about something. That's still better than nobody coming out. And the more people start to do it, the more people are going to start losing their fear.
And that's what they're hoping. They're hoping that a lot of people will see this, come on out, show their support. So will they stay or will they go? Well, for tonight, none of the people I spoke to say they're willing to come out here and get arrested as they did last night. But what they're saying is that's because they're hoping for an even larger crowd coming tomorrow to gain a lot more support, and that they might do it tomorrow night. Now, on the weekend, the park does close at midnight, so it gives another hour of time for people to gather and to try to see what they can do. Reporting live at Chavez, Natalie Sense, back to you in the studio.
All right. Thank you very much, Natalie.